All right, welcome back to the show, everybody. October is many different things, but one of them is Bullying Prevention Month, and Jolene Respicio is with us. She's the Superior Court of Guam Safe and Drug-Free Schools Project Manager. Jolene, welcome as always.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
Okay, so tell me what's going on, what the purpose of this month is, and what are some of the activities you guys are doing?
Well, it's definitely for the three branches of government and our community to come together, and the governor has proclaimed and the Judicial Council and Legislature have recognized October as Guam Bullying Prevention Month, among other proclamations. And so, of course, we want to raise awareness to be able to engage, educate, and inspire the community to take a part of bullying prevention.
Mm-hmm. Now, cyberbullying has had such a big uptake, like not only on Guam but in the States, because of things like Facebook that are all tied into one's identity. Yes. And as such, bullying can be even worse because people gang up on one particular person and then they humiliate them in front of their friends. How big of a problem is cyberbullying here, and what's being done about it?
Well, cyberbullying is obviously a huge problem, primarily because although it is, of course, a form of bullying, it is done online, and so those who do cyberbullying and engage in cyberbullying, they're basically hiding behind a screen. It's usually anonymous most often, and oftentimes because that reduces their fear of engaging in cyberbullying. So it is a serious problem here on Guam. However, statistics are showing that it is not necessarily a high number, like school incidences with the Department of Education aren't necessarily high. Our statistics, even with our OVS bullying prevention program, is showing that they do have a low number of cyberbullying that are reported. However, they do report that their perception is that they are being cyberbullied online heavily. And so again, these are 3rd through 5th graders that responded, and so it is a problem, regardless whether our numbers are low because of reporting problems. Mm-hmm.
Now, how serious a problem with bullying, and I guess bullying can be defined so many ways, but exactly Absolutely. When does bullying start, as far as like kids will make fun of each other, even if in good-natured, when they're young and everything like that. At what point does that become bullying, and at what point does it become a serious matter to like warrant if it may be a crime or not? Well,
there are certain features, characteristics of bullying, and so the main things are aggressiveness, the repeated over time, the repetitiveness, and then of course the imbalance of power. So that's where it's important that we distinguish between teasing and horsing around or horseplaying, especially when kids are younger and we're still trying to help them develop a better sense of what bullying is. And that's why it's important, like during Bullying Prevention Awareness Month, that we share with others the true meaning and the true definition of what bullying is, and then also the policies, like for instance in the Department of Education, that they follow so that parents as well as students are actually aware of what bullying and how it's defined.
Mm-hmm. And of course, kids should always go to their parents and just say, hey, there's something
Absolutely.
happening and I really don't like it. So,
right.
Well, we'll bring you back on. We'll talk about maybe some of the policy implications at a later time.
And there are a lot.
Yeah, okay. What is Busta? I've been hearing a lot about that, so tell me about that. That's interesting.
Yeah, Busta is a great term. It is basically, it's an acronym that's derived from our Chamorro word, Busta, meaning stop.
Stop, right.
And so we want to stop bullying, and it stands for Bullying Affects Students, Teachers, and All. And we did actually start this back in 2011 for a conference we had. However, because the theme is so powerful, and again, because Bullying Prevention Awareness Month, we want to involve the entire community, it's important that we remind everyone of Busta.
Mm-hmm. Now, PSAs are some of the most important ways of communicating a message. Yes. I remember because, in the 80s, they got really, really creative with saying, this is your brain on drugs. I mean, as a marketing major, that really motivated me. I understand there's a PSA coming out this month that's equally important.
Yes, as a matter of fact, it's a public service announcement that we do for, it's a video contest that we're doing for the students in high school. And so today is actually the deadline for them to submit, so we are starting to get the entries delivered to the office today. And it's just a wonderful way for us to be able to, through the students, to empower our children and be able to see that the work that they can put together and their perception of also how bullying affects them and what they see in their schools amongst their peers. And so it's truly a powerful tool, and so the video contest again is going to provide us with a 1-minute video, PSA video, that we're going to air on PBS Guam, as well as the legislative TV channel throughout the month of October, and hopefully, other stations as well.
Now, I'm assuming you've seen some of these submissions, so can you give us an idea of like the rough cut and like?
I haven't actually.
Oh, okay.
I haven't yet seen them because they're just starting to come in today with the deadline. But I assure you that I've heard from those dropping them off. It's sometimes a teacher, and they'll say, "Oh, this is really good. You have to watch it. You have to watch it." And so it must be pretty impressive also for an adult to have commented.
And kids are just so creative these days.
Yes.
But especially Guam kids. I mean, we've always been able to handle the family stuff or even some of the comedy stuff. But when it comes to like serious issues, Guam kids are really able to channel some of that creative energy and say, "This is the message we want to get across." It's not funny, haha. This is a serious problem, and this is why you need to listen up.
And that's why it's so important for us to be able to empower them, and they know how to use the digital tools. Parents need to start realizing that their children are totally tech savvy, and being a tech savvy person yourself, you understand that there's so many things to know about how to use your digital tools, but it's important that we teach our children how to use them responsibly and respectfully.
Right. Okay, well, we will have you on later on in the month because it's a long month, fortunately. We have 31 days to talk about why bullying is such a big problem, so we'll bring you back on pretty soon.
Wonderful.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you too.
All right, stay tuned. We will wrap up